Hello and welcome you crazy people to a Tabletop Oddity. My name is Jay and today I'm making a video. It's just a little opinion piece. I do occasionally do these where it's mainly just me picking a subject and telling you why I believe something and why maybe you should believe something. And that subject today is I fully believe that the kill team rules should have been free. And I don't just mean because they're not very good or anything like that. No, I don't mean anything like that. I'm loving Kill Team at the moment, think it's a great idea, a great game. But I firmly believe that GW should have followed suit along the lines of Star Wars Legion, not Kill Team, X-Wing. I think they even did it themselves for Age of Sigmar. I just feel like having the rules as free, perhaps with like a PDF updates or possibly even going to a digital extreme and having apps and all that kind of jazz would have been a good positive thing. And there's a reason for this. GW's main income, I presume, is from the sales of the models, right? I mean, they used to always just claim to be a model company, so I have to like believe that. And yes, obviously selling the rules, like a digital PDF of the rules, selling it for 20 quid as opposed to giving it away for free might initially seem like bad business. I think the goodwill and the possible increase in player numbers would have counteracted that that issue of making up the money. So yeah, I'm possibly drifting off topic there. What I'm trying to say is that I think they should have been free because they make their money on the models, and the more people you have playing the game, the more models they would probably sell, and they would have possibly have convinced a lot of 40k players to come over, or at least just to try it out, because the barrier to entry would have been a lot lower. So, I mean, it's all right me sitting here being like, give it away for free, and you know, I completely understand the business considerations behind this as a decision, but I think long term rules are becoming more and more available cheaply, which in my head actually sort of counteracts what I think would probably happen in 20 to 15 years, because the advent of 3D printing, I feel, is going to devalue the models basically, just as a whole, not just for Games Workshop but for everybody. If everybody can very easily print off a model that they want exactly the way they want it, well then the models become less relevant, and the thing that does become relevant is the rules and the tokens and all that kind of good stuff. But for now it seems that like free rules are definitely part and parcel of the hobby, and a skirmish game like this, I feel like it would have just been nice to have had them for free. And yes, still be like, oh well, it's better if you need these data cards, you need these tokens, buy these starter sets, buy this board. Like, you can still make your money, and the difference might be moot to a lot of people. You can still make your money selling all of that stuff, but having the free rules gives people a really cheap way of getting into it. Like, if I could go to somebody who doesn't play, like I've got some friends who maybe play D&D, if I could go to them and be like, hey, why don't you play Kill Team? It's really cheap to get into, the rules are free, and you can buy literally one box of Death Guard, or not Death Guard, what they call Death Watch, or Grey Knights or whatever, and you've got everything you can need to play. You just need some dice, but you know, if you're playing D&D or whatever game, you probably already have some dice, and you're done. Yeah. I mean, there's obviously some problems. You might need some tokens and that kind of stuff, but it's a lot easier to sell it like that. Whereas if I have to go like, oh well, you're going to eventually need to buy the book's 20 quid. You're going to have to buy your models. You're going to have to buy some models with some tokens in them. And the whole thing gets a little bit murkier. So yeah, it's very, as I said, it's easy for me to say. They might make a lot of money off these books, off selling the rules. That might be a and they might be like, oh, we are not releasing our stuff for free, mate. We are making shed tons of money off this. And if that's the case, that's fine. I would hope that they've done the market research to realise that having an increased player base versus having the money they make off the books, like, you know, they've decided which one is economically the most viable. I'm not 100% convinced of that, but, you know, hopefully they have done that. But I think even if you look at even if financially it's better to sell the rules for them, which I think logically it sort of makes sense, the outcome of having a more populated player base, easier barrier to entry, really could then become a big part of the selling point of the game, and it could really have that chance of lighting the spark under it and just flying out in the stratosphere to the next level of stuff. Like Star Wars Legion, X-Wing, the rules are available for you to just go online and download. FFG don't make money on the box. They don't, like, they're not trying to sell the rules, and like, most people don't even give it a second thought. They just, you know, they still buy the starter box because you still need the models and the tokens and what have you. So in a lot of ways it doesn't make a difference, but in theory it allows somebody to be like, oh, I could actually, if I just have the models and the dice, I could possibly play. And it's not true either, because they actually have rule markers and all that kind of stuff, like distance markers and movement tokens and all that kind of jazz, which is obviously why they can manage to get away with it. And Games Workshop seem to be going from this trend of full-on war games with convoluted rule sets, shall we say, to adopting more of an FFG approach. They've gone with the board games. They're going, you know, Kill Team has like tokens that you flip over and you assign and all that kind of stuff. Like, I feel like most people can, I mean, it might not be an FFG specific answer. There's a lot of like skirmish games that do that kind of thing, but I think most people can see that GW is trending towards a little bit like that, with Shadespire and with Kill Team specifically. And I feel like they should embrace it fully and go with the free rule set. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't want to feel like spoiled. I bought the core set, you know what I mean? I probably, even if the rules were free, I would have bought that starter set, therefore the rules wouldn't have mattered to me at all. So don't be like, oh, he's spoiled, he just wants stuff for free. I don't. I just would like an easier way to exploit to get people into the game, and I guess that's what it's all about. And I also think that the trend, it's like, it feels like GW's behind the trend on that. It's like they experimented a little bit with Age of Sigmar, being like, the rules are free, but you couldn't, like, you needed the full rule book to really properly play it. It's like they're considering it, but they're not quite doing it. They're not just jumping in. And a game like Kill Team, which is a smaller skirmish game, would have been a perfect opportunity to try it full-heartedly and just go, the rules are free. You need these models, you still need these tokens to play or what have you, but the rules are free, here they are. And I would like to have seen them go a little bit more digital in the sense, we should have an app, right? I know like 40k's got a list builder, and I know X-Wing's getting an app, but in this day and age, we should be able to digitally create our list, not rely on Battlescribe. We should be able to digitally easily get the rules. I find it very weird. I have to buy I've got the physical version of the rules, but if I want to have a look on my phone or something, I need to buy the £20 ebook or whatever it is, and I don't want to do it. Like, I don't want to pay money for something I've already got. I want an app that lets me build my lists, check my rules, keep my data. Like, if I could have an app where it's where my data cards are there, I just swipe to my next guy, what's he got? Oh, I can click the rule, it does this. Fantastic. Like, I feel like traditional board game companies are not embracing the future, and they're very slow to react. Like, FFG with the X-Wing app is sort of like a start of a big company doing it. There's probably examples of little companies doing it, and I'm so happy to see it. Like, we need it for everything else. People have smartphones these days. Almost everybody has a smartphone. Like, I know, like, I don't want to be like, if you're poor you might not have one, but a lot of people have old mobiles that they'll get from their parents or what have you. A lot of people have some sort of device, whether it's a tablet, a mobile, a computer, that you could possibly print stuff off if you needed to. You know, just give us this digital stuff. And if you're going to go digital, you might as well give us the rules for free. A free app where you could make your lists. A free, I think like War Machine and stuff like that have done apps. So I'm not just giving credit to FFG. And a free rule set where I could easily just check stuff. if I could go to I'm in a store playing and go like, oh yeah, the rules are free, your data cards are here, oh you played 40k, here, just all you need is this app, download it, crack on. That's my thought. I've rambled a lot there about giving why I think the rules should be free, and there's not that many points apart from I sort of feel like it should be. So the key part really is it's easier to get people involved. To be fair, that's the one main reason. And two, I think like that's going to be a trend, and companies are a little bit slow adopting trends. But yeah, that's my opinion piece for the day. Let me know your thoughts. Do you agree with me? Do you think there'll be a trend towards free rules, or do you think maybe 3D printing will take us away from free rules? Let me know your thoughts. Thank you to anybody who supports me on Patreon. There'll be a link at the end if you want to help me along that lines. I do greatly appreciate it. Any amount is more than well received. Wow, that's a very bad way of saying that, but you know what I mean. Like and subscribe. Have a most beautiful day, and goodbye. Bye.